Let's start with the reading, Sagittarius. This reading is for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus sign. Keep in mind that the energies go both ways, especially for cross watchers. Feel free to interpret the direction of the messages as it best resonates with your own personal situation. Also, I am still selecting people for free personal readings. I do so every week. If you need one, just make sure to keep watching to know how to get selected. Now let's see what messages we have for you. Okay. All right. So definitely, Sagittarius, I can tell that there is something going on with you right now. You're going through a transformation, a change that perhaps you were not anticipating, you did not see coming. And overall, now you find yourself having to deal with it, almost as if you were forced to do so, because when this card comes in your environment, death, rebirth, there is very little that you can do. Yes, you could resist it a little bit, but by resisting it, you're just really delaying it. What we're seeing right here is something that you're either going through right now or you went through in your past, and that for some reason today will still have some sort of impact on your energies, on your environment, and on your outcome. Something is coming up from this person, and we will see it in a second. But overall, here we see that point of transformation, a time where maybe everything changed around you. And with the Five of Cups, you didn't feel very good about this change at all. This was a disappointment. It was something you were not planning for, something that, as we were saying, you did not expect. And overall, you might have perceived this as a loss. Now, I do see, given the upcoming energies, that this was a loss for the both of you. Even though the other person might have maybe seemed very strong, very convinced into what they wanted to do, what I see here is actually two people who were not happy about the outcome. Now, Six of Cups, we see someone, either you or the other person here, who is starting to feel nostalgic again. Someone who is maybe looking at picture, rereading certain messages. There is maybe a anniversary coming up, some sort of event which will remind you of the other person, and vice versa. They will remind them of you. And this, from what I'm seeing here, could be a pivotal moment into this very situation. So let's see how this energy will apply to the rest of the reading. First of all, the main energy in the center of the reading is the Queen of Cups and the Eight of Swords. You know, what I see right here is someone who wants to come in with an apology. We will clarify these two cards, but what I see so far is definitely a person who wants to change the overall perception of the situation, who perhaps wants to make you see them in a new light. There is something that they would like to tell you with the Queen of Cups, and something that could change the overall vision that you have on this situation. But with the Eight of Swords, definitely a lot of negative thoughts, a lot of things that now are preventing them to even consider the possibility to come up with this apology. Also, with the Eight of Swords, I do see someone who easily sabotages themselves. They have the tendency to sabotage situation where they're very happy in. So we will see what these two cards are about. Now, in your focus, I am sorry to see this, Sagittarius. This is not easy to go through. This Three of Swords is such a huge disappointment. And whenever you separate from someone who's making you feel as the Three of Swords after you do separate, that's very hard to handle. But this is your time to rise again. This is just a stepping stone. This is just part of the journey. It's not the destination. As long as you keep fighting, as long as you take this energy that you do have around you right now and you transform it into something that can be good for you, Sagittarius, you will be absolutely fine and you will be successful and stronger. So what we see right here is that you're just overall disappointed for now, but things are about to change. In your past position, Page of Wands, we'll have to clarify this as well, because what this card talks about usually is some sort of message. Maybe a message that you've seen this person receiving, and usually with the Page of Wands you're suddenly able to see the big picture. So perhaps you have found out something about this person. Maybe they were talking to someone else. Maybe they were chatting online with someone else. There's something right here that you've seen. This Page of Wands really feels like a notification to me. We will see what this is going to be about. In your Strength position, the Ten of Swords, you have to go through this cycle. There is no pushing it away. There is no deleting it from your environment. It's just something that you have to work through. The only way out is through this cycle. And so it's very important for you right now to just focus on what we were talking about earlier. Energies are always around us and they cannot be destroyed, but they can be transformed. There are times where I had this Three of Swords, this Ten of Swords all around me. And you know what? I monetized it. I got creative. I took that pain and started writing. I did something which, first of all, would help me express how I felt. And second of all, perhaps kept me busy with work, gave me something to do. This is your time, Sagittarius. And trust me when I say that you have all the tools and all the strength necessary in order to get out of this situation, in order to come out of this much, much stronger. Now, supporting the reading, and we'll have to clarify this as well, Knight of Cups. This is clearly someone who perhaps right now is coming towards you and has something to give you. What do they have? They have some sort of object, something that maybe belong to you, or a gift. They want to make a good first impression so that maybe you will allow them in. It could easily be this Queen of Cups trying to come in and give you that apology. Now, regardless of the gender, these are just energies. And so right here, we'll see who this person is about. But we see with the Page of Cups, something that you thought impossible in this situation is about to become possible. So let's focus on the Queen of Cups and Eight of Swords. Let's see what this energy is about. What is that this person wants to say at this moment in time? And the King of Cups. Okay. So there is definitely a talk here around everything that has happened. This Tower moment is what brought to death, rebirth, what brought to that forced transformation, transition that you could not really oppose to. But at the same time, with the Moon, I just see someone who is overall very much out of their element. And so right here, from what I see so far at least, I see someone who was afraid of losing you, afraid that maybe you were losing interest. There is something right here that talks about loss. And therefore, they feel like that's justifying their actions a little bit, which it does not justify those actions at all. But at the same time, they want to tell you where they're coming from. There is something right here that really scare them. The Moon, trying to face your fears, moving into an environment where you're not sure what's around you and how the elements around you are actually moving and evolving. So right here, overall, there is some sort of justification or explanation, better word, to explain whatever it is that they have done. But also with this King of Cups, we clearly have someone who here is talking about having changed, talking about having reached an emotional balance, and overall to have reprioritized their life. So we'll probably see more whenever we look into the Page of Cups, but this person clearly is regretting doing whatever it is that they have done. And so let's see with that Page of Wands, what happened in the past that caused this Tower, reveal all the truth, and then took you to that death rebirth energy. So definitely this person was sharing something with someone else. This was a big illusion. You know, there is one thing that maybe made you feel very powerless here. The fact that this person saw this third party as someone who represented a fantasy for them. So it's almost like they had this pen pal type of situation, type of relationship, and everything in that case, it's always perfect, right? You talk, you exchange beautiful words, and you never get to the reality of things, to the reality of relationships, whereas instead you have ups and downs. And so here, I feel like the way you've seen the situation is as if you had to compete against a fantasy. That's not easy to do. That's impossible to do. This person really got out of their natural element. I do see that very clearly. And this was a fantasy, something that became available. And because of fears and doubts, they just went for it. And so clearly that's not something that made you happy at all. There is something or someone else there involved. I see it clearly. And when you see that notification popping up and then, you know, looking through their phone, maybe arguing, this was really heavy for you, Sagittarius. And I'm sorry you had to go through that. That's not an easy situation to handle at all. So why the Ten of Swords in your strength position? Yeah, don't make any move towards this person, because right now you're still going through a lot of emotions. A lot of things are happening within you, and this is not the best time to act, to do anything at all. And so what you have to focus on is just ending the cycle for yourself, getting the closure that you need to get, and then welcome whatever it's coming up next. But given what's coming up next, you have to feel strong. You have to be strong. And in order to do that, you cannot make any sudden move trying to reconnect with this person right now, or even hoping to hear from this person and to maybe answer some of the questions that you have. Right now, be very practical, be very logical, and think that in time, very soon actually, things are going to change. For now, I focus on myself. I focus on the things that are important to me, and I focus on recovery. That's your main goal. That's your homework for today, Sagittarius. Please do that, because you absolutely deserve to feel better today. And you can feel better today. You just need to focus on the right thing and tune into the right frequency. So let's clarify this Knight of Cups, Page of Cups. What's coming towards you right here? Okay, Nine of Cups. Someone all right. Someone has a clear message right here that they want to give to you. And with the King of Wands, this is just the first step into a new path, into a new journey. They have a whole plan. And to them, coming in right now with this little gift or just this object that belonged to you already is just part of their plan, part of their strategy, part of their journey back to you. Now, this won't be easy, obviously. After doing all of this person is not just welcome in. Of course, the door is open, come in whenever you want. They have a lot that they have to deal with. But right now, with the Page of Pentacles, especially reversed, they are deciding to take a gamble. They're about to do something which perhaps they have never done in their life. And it's going to be a gamble, as we were saying. It's going to be a huge risk for them. But honestly, they cannot think of anything else. They have to try. They have to try, Sagittarius. You are very, very important to them, regardless, of course, of how they have acted and their actions, which are very different from that statement. So, Nine of Cups, there is a satisfaction moment coming up. A moment where you will say, you know what, that's what you get. But also a moment of happiness. This person is planning. So, let's see what they're planning. Let's see what they're about to do in the near future, what you should expect from them, and let's see what type of repercussions that is going to have on you as well. Let's see how this overall situation is going to transform, and regardless of this person, let's see, Sagittarius, how your journey is going to evolve after this. Let's see how you're going to find happiness again and how your overall situation is going to truly transform and give you what you deserve and are looking for. So let's look into it. If you want to dive deeper into the messages, just follow me in the extended video link below in the description box. Also, Sagittarius, don't forget that every week I randomly select viewers who have watched the extended video to offer them a 100% free personal reading. I send out emails every Monday morning to confirm. Make sure to check out your spam folder as well. Now, stay tuned for the extended preview coming right up after this. Welcome back to your extended reading, Sagittarius. And first of all, I am so sorry that you had to go through this. I know that we talk about this somewhat frequently in readings whenever we see the Three of Swords, that heartbreak, but you really need to pause and take a moment to understand the real power of that energy. And it's something that, although can be daunting and can make you feel out of control, it's still something that you can control, still something that you can transform. The fact that we feel out of control is because we're trying to delete it. We're trying to completely remove it from the situation, but that is not possible. That energy is there and it doesn't go anywhere. Though you can transform it. You can transform it into something that will benefit you. And so keep in mind that even when you feel powerless, you still have the power if you look into the right thing. Now, what we have down here, though, regardless of what you're going to do with that Three of Swords, is someone who's clearly coming in. I mean, this is absolutely clear with the Nine of Cups, the Page bringing a message, the vision, the planning. This is something that it's going to reveal who this person really is, how hard they can fight for what they want, and how far they're willing to go in order to fix something that they have broken. So let's see what you should expect from them in the near future. Let's start with that and let's clarify these cards, including Page of Cups, Nine of Cups, and especially the Two of Wands. What are they planning? Let's see. Okay, sorry about that. All right. Death, rebirth, coming up again. Justice, look at that. Yep. All right. Well, you definitely have someone here who wants to start again, and there is something in particular that they're about to tell you, which is very, very important. Right now, first of all, you see